what an epic game, what a finish, an amazing crescendo with South Africa getting that kick to win. I'm going to go through some points of the game, but also pick up some themes as well and pop those comments below, because Wales was so close to that epic win that no one saw coming, certainly not myself. They didn't quite make it though. Now, from the beginning, it looked like Wales were going to try and be really, really tidy. And I think they achieved that very well in the first half. I'd say the one area they weren't so tidy with was their exit kicks. They made a hash of a number of those, about 3 I think. But Hardy was putting it right on the money. And then some really bad handling from South Africa as well. And they made some shocking errors, to be honest, South Africa. About 3 handling errors in a row. I put on 2 minutes there. And then it was brilliant hands from both centres, Anley and Williams, from Wales, out to Lewis Rees-Zammit. He give him 10 metres. No one's catching him, not even Mapimpi. He is gone. It's a try, 5-0. I mean, someone tell Eddie Jones that speed is useful on the wing. That would be quite useful. The mistakes keep coming for South Africa. Wiese had a bad start, although he grew back into the game with his big carries, because that's what he does. But it was a no-arm tackle penalty. And later in that play, it's a huge drop goal attempt from Biggar. He knows he can hit them from further out at altitude, and it just makes it over the bar. 8-0, 7 minutes in, just a dream start. The tactical kicking from Wales, so much better. Faf de Klerk, he was a nightmare, to be honest, with his kicking. Made some terrible errors. He got pulled off fairly early in the second half as well for him. Not the best game for him. He did make some decent breaks, because that's kind of what he does. The South African running game in this first half was as basic as it gets. I mean, it really was literally one-out runners, but they're powerful. They definitely drew some penalties from Wales, which built up in the second half, got worse in the second half. From one of those, Yanti slots an easy 3. And 3 points is indeed all they're going to get in this whole half, because Wales's basics are so, so good. There is signs of South African power in the scrums, in the carries, but there's no real quality there. And a silly tackle off the ball from De Jager gives away a penalty, 3-11. And De Jager actually had a great game after that. He was fantastic. I think he was the one that stayed on, and Etzebeth actually got taken off, which was interesting. Then one of the first big errors from Wales on their exit, but it was a terrible, terrible hook miss from Yantis. I mean, he kicked abysmally, to be honest. And South African skills, very poor, very unambitious in their running game. It was pretty boring to watch from South Africa, plus the errors. You're thinking, wow, this is pretty awful first 20. Wales were hitting hard in attack. They were forcing the kick from South Africa. So South Africa were going through some basic phases, but then they would just hoist up the kick. Pretty poor. But a needless offside from Wales. Yantis kicks to the corner, but it's an atrocious kick. It goes dead, and there were a few kicks going dead or too long from South Africa. Just a really bad kicking game for them. Scrum's looking okay, but nothing massive from it yet. South Africa start to put a few tip passes together towards the end of that half in their attack, but nothing massive. They get a maul, some big carries, pretty unimaginative stuff. And then the second strike of lightning from Lewis Rees-Zammit. South Africa go long at a line-out. Wales make a mess of it. I think Tompkins is involved. And Lewis Rees-Zammit swoops, goes under unopposed again. Willemse's giving the ball back in the kicks as well. Nothing's going well. It takes 3 minutes before half-time for the first touch of quality. I think it's a massive handoff from Deolande. And they go to 5 metres out. I think it's a good break from de Klerk as well. Biggar actually does pretty well here to give away a tactical penalty. He takes a yellow for the team there, because I think South Africa were going to score, and Wales actually hold up a maul as well to stop the score. So it's almost the perfect half for Wales, to be honest. Yeah, they gave away the yellow card. They gave away 3 points, but I mean 3-18 away from home at altitude against South Africa. That was a tidy, tidy half. Now into the second half, and surely South Africa can't be as bad as they were in the first half, and they're definitely not. Elton Yantis gets hooked off at half-time, which is no surprise. They put Willemse in there, and I'm a little bit worried here. He doesn't play regularly. He's their, second choice 10 who started at 15. Let's see how he goes, and he actually had a really, really good second half, so fair play to him. Similar to the first half, Wales' Achilles heel was the exit strategy, and South Africa get a penalty off this, turn down an easy 3, go to the corner, a big call, But they get the try. It is a big maul. First of the big drives from South Africa. Mbonambi smashing over 10-18. That's exactly what they needed, and it was a really good first 10 minutes for South Africa. The bomb squad always rolls on very early into the second half. South Africa come to life. De Jager is on fire, smashing through tacklers, making breaks off kick-off. Mostert and Khaleesi have been hooked off early as well. That proves to be a decent call. Smith and low on Smith, particularly to the fore with his carrying. I think Nibar, the South African coach, is sensing that momentum shifting, and it is coming. And indeed, a massive smash over from Marks was pretty impressive stuff. Great power, 15-18, and they're right back in it 10 minutes into the second half. But they do give Wales a penalty straight back, really useful off kick-off, which bigger slots, and he kicks at goal really well, to be honest. He missed one towards the end, I know, but that was 15-21. Faf de Klerk's box kicking really deserts him here. He puts kicks out on the full, not good at all. Now, it's quite clever from Wales here. South Africa has certainly got the momentum, but Wales do well to slow the game down, put the ball on, pin South Africa deep in their half. And Wales are still 6 up with 20 to go, so it's still absolutely on. They've still got 15 players on the pitch for now. Rhys-Zamet's doing really well, doing some fantastic work. The Welsh handling is pretty good on 60 minutes. They get a penalty for their trouble, and they go 2 scores up. So that is huge. 15-24, 9 points up. 20 minutes to go. Wales are in a great position to win this game, a historic win it would be. And then Wales' worst error of the match again, bites them again. That exit strategy, make a mess of it. South Africa get possession, eventually work the ball to Colby on the right. He goes in, 22-24, and a yellow card for Alan Wynne-Jones. And this is where the game just starts to slowly slip away, although Wales are still ahead. And it sets up a fantastic heart-racing last 10 minutes. This is finally when South Africa's running phases, they come to life. They're so much miles better than they were in the first half, with Willemse at 10, who's actually got a decent running threat there. Leroux as a second playmaker has come on and added some quality, some deception to their attack to add to their power. So just so much better. Where was that all game? And South Africa only need 3 points. Some good running attack, Colby, Willemse making breaks, Wiese over the gain line. But from one of these great running attacks involving Colby and Willemse, Wiese goes over the line. But he doesn't ground it, but it is a penalty vantage and another yellow card against Louis Rhys-Zamet. This is where it was killing Wales. The penalties, the yellow cards, it was just too much in the end. They can't hold on. It's a South African maul. It's a mess, to be honest. Wales make it a mess, pull it down. It's a penalty try, so that's 7 points straight in. Killer blow there, 29-24, and another yellow card, this time Reece Carey. So briefly, they're down to 12 men. And you're thinking, no chance, absolutely no chance they can come back. But straight from kickoff, they regather, get a penalty, get a maul. Lake splinters off, and it's a fantastic try. He's huge, he piles over. Bigger has the conversion, tricky-ish conversion, to get in the lead, just misses. So it's 29 all, and I'm feeling at this point that would be about right. South Africa were terrible in the first half and Wales were great. South Africa have come back into it. What a great try, down 12 men. 29 all, that would take it. And South Africa, they kick the ball straight into touch. Delandi terribly kicks the ball away, but they get the ball given back to them by Wales. Wales don't just try and wind the clock down. South Africa go up the pitch, and all they have to do is keep it clean, even if they're going backwards. But Bigger can't help himself, sticks his hand for an interception that isn't on, deliberate knock on, and then Willemse gets the kick to win, 35 metres out, not much of an angle, nails it, 32-29. So did South Africa deserve that win? Maybe, just a much better second half. Wales' discipline cost them badly, but a perfect first half from Wales and a terrible first half from South Africa. So really swings and roundabouts. What a roller coaster. South African fans, Welsh fans, get the comments below. Catch your breath. There's another one coming next week.